Hi everybody, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Set Up School with a Friday update. We are very busy here getting school ready for next week's arrival of full faculty. Then the following week, students are arriving. So we have a lot going on. Right now our EQE training for new staff, new teachers is happening. They're wrapping that up. Movers are here. I've moved my office, so things are in a little bit of disarray, but that's okay. So we have movers here, cleaners, electricians. Everything is going accordingly, but you can imagine some things are behind schedule, but we're doing the best we can. We're running campus tours for parents, lots of great feedback. We're excited to get that positive feedback. We've done so much to improve our school, not only for COVID, but for the future too. Like all of our changes, we're thinking of the future, not just the immediate needs around the pandemic. And so what can I tell you? Well, Monday is our town hall, our first town hall. So that is an opportunity for you to ask questions about the school opening, hear from some key people, not just me, other leaders. And I think that's really important that you attend that on Monday night. Be sure to read the newsletter. A lot of information in there around preparations to start the school year and your side of things as a parent. Like, what do you need to do to prepare your student for arrival at school? Full days, 5 days a week, that's what we're planning. We're watching the numbers closely locally. We're not really concerned what's going on in the south of our country. Alabama is not the same as California. Rural California is not the same as the Bay Area. So we're getting more nuanced in our approach to the pandemic. Again, I've said this before, we'll say it again. This is what we're focusing on for the opening in terms of our protocols. Vaccinations, right? Every adult that comes on campus has to be vaccinated. Every adult that we are operating or working with, from our vendors who drive the vans to the vendors who bring in the food, they have to be vaccinated. We will be requiring vaccinations for all students when they're available. Here's a change. We are going to require vaccinations for those 12 and up coming soon. That is something that you need to consider if you have not vaccinated your child yet and that your child is eligible. September 15th is the day that that requirement will likely go into place. So you've got 4 weeks plus to get this done. This is not going to be an option come September 15th. We're going to be in line with many other schools around this as well. I've talked to other heads. We're going to require it for those kids. So far, we've heard from parents. Most of our families are in compliance, but there are some that are not. Of course, if there are medical exemptions, of course. Religious exemptions as well. There'll be paperwork that you can file and fill out to get those exemptions. But without those exemptions around medical or religion, there will be a requirement mid-September for all those 12 and up. Masking, super important. Make sure you have masks for your child. Make sure you have masks when you're coming onto campus as well. And ventilation, that's a big part of what we're doing. I have a whole wall that now opens up to the outside in my new office. If you come to campus, you'll see the fans, you'll see the air filtration systems in place, you'll see our hybrid indoor-outdoor facility. We're going to be using lots of outdoor classrooms as well. That's super important. In the indoor classrooms, we're going to have multiple CO2 monitors, right? We've just got them and we've been trying them out. We will get very granular on how we are keeping everybody safe. We learned this in our research project last year with Stanford. What we also learned in that project last year is that antigen tests can be of use when used to reopen, and they're used in conjunction with, I think, the more sensitive and secure test, the PCR test. So back to testing. We are pretty clear on what we're going to do right now. We are going to have and require PCR tests for everybody, right? Vaxxed or not vaxxed. We are going to, that's once a week. We are going to require twice weekly antigen tests for those unvaccinated. That's going to happen. All asymptomatic positives from the antigen tests are then going to be referred to a preferred partner for a rapid PCR test. Right? We're not going to let this linger. We know from our research last year, we did a 3-month research project, and we found out there were about 17 false positives with antigen tests. So it's really a 3-pronged approach. That PCR once a week, everybody. The unvaccinated, twice a week, antigen. If there happens to be a positive, asymptomatic positive from one of the antigen tests, we're not going to let this linger. I know that can be stressful. We're going to have ready to go a rapid PCR available. And so we are figuring out the mechanics of that. Certainly also need the vendors to be ready to go. As long as the testing is in place and we feel confident that it works, we're going to do a trial run next week with staff. There shouldn't be any delay in our opening, but there are still a lot of moving pieces because we are once again trying to lead the way on testing, particularly with a large population of unvaccinated people, known as children. Okay, that's my update. Monday's a town hall. Have a super weekend. Looking forward to seeing lots of you on Monday and beyond. Take care.